let's get this vintage chainsaw running. Here we have a vintage David Bradley chainsaw. It's not completely seized, but it doesn't pull over the best, and it doesn't retract when I pull it over. But we're gonna try to get it running. Here's a closer look. It looks to be pretty complete. So let's dig in. First things first, let's pop the spark plug off and look down the cylinder. Because if it's too knackered, we're gonna give up on this thing. A little Marvel mystery oil. We got some watery oil in here. Oh geez, we got some straight water in this tank. Should be free now. Now we can get this working like it should. Spins over a little better without this pull cord assembly on. Might not be complete lost cause here. Well, let's check for spark. If this thing has spark, I will be extremely surprised. No spark means we're digging in real deep. So let's pop this cover off and see what it looks like. Yep. Okay, so here's our on-off switch. I guess we'll start with that. It's one. So that's a good connection there. Still got nothing. Let's pop the flywheel off. I've never worked on a chainsaw this old, but I figure the best way to learn is just get one and start digging in. Got that off. All right, with a little prying action down on the ground, we were able to free the flywheel. See what we're working with now. Looks a little crusty. Those contacts are crunchy. We'll check behind here. I think there should be some points there. Clean those up and slap it back together. Look a little crusty. Points are clean. They're opening and closing. Well, let's put this back together and see if we have spark. Okay, flywheel is clean. Basket. All right, let's check for spark. Isn't quite on there all the way yet, but I just saw a spark, boys and girls. Gotta get this on there, but I saw a juicy spark. Tighten our flywheel all the way down. Here goes nothing. I had one spark, but now we don't have anything. Here's the deal. We had one spark, but now we got nothing again. So I think I'm gonna have to take it back apart. We'll check the points again. But we got nothing right now. So let's take this back apart, because we did get a spark for a bit when we were putting this back together. Got it back apart, and at some point, we lost the key. I don't know where it is. It's probably down there in the depths. Well, that's kind of important. It is down there in the depths. Ta-da! Okay, we actually need to set the points gap. It's too big right now, so we're gonna make that smaller and try again. Got the points gap set. Let's try this again. Okay, we got spark again, but we already lost it. So I'm not sure what's going on exactly. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this coil wire. In theory, we should have spark just even without the plug. Yeah, check this out. Get your peepers on there. Look at that juicy spark. Now we just gotta put the boot on and check it with the spark plug. This is kind of an odd spark plug boot. So we'll see if that actually works. Check this out. You know what time it is? Starting fluid. Spark plug's going back in. We'll get cranking. Get this crusty air filter off here. Check this out. We got the Gerber baby food lid as the air filter cap. All right, some of you need to close your eyes what you're about to see here. Hopefully I don't chop my arm off. We need to switch drills. Okay, we got it securely attached on there now. Starting fluid. We need to put the pull cord assembly on. This drill ain't doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this chain off of here too, because right now it's pretty hard to spin over. Ta-da! Back together. I just got it to crank over with pull cord. A little that action. Yes! That's a great success. Can't believe it. Now we need to clean the carburetor, put the chain back on, and we'll be sawing. I'm getting the fuel line off, but we're leaking a watery mix. Ta-da! It's a crusty carburetor right there. It's a Tillotson. I'm gonna give this crusty carb a pre-soak in ultrasonic cleaner before I take it completely apart. I don't want all this outside junk in the inside. Here we have a 70-year-old chainsaw, and today we're gonna get it cutting. Yesterday we got it to turn over once. Today we're gonna clean the carburetor and hopefully go chop down some trees. It has a Tillotson carburetor on it. We had it soaked in an ultrasonic cleaner. Now we're gonna take it apart, clean the inside, and put it back on. Do not have a rebuild kit for this, so we're gonna attempt to save the gaskets and giblets that are currently on it. Oh yeah, we got some of our ultrasonic cleaner water in there, but it doesn't look terrible. Oh yeah, that's a clogged hole right there. You got the carburetor on. This fuel tank on here is completely crusty, so I'm gonna run a temporary fuel tank Lucky for me, I bought 28 other chainsaws, and I can take the fuel tank from this one, mount it on here somehow, so we can test it out. We'll see if I can just squirm this little tank out of here without taking this apart more, but I don't think so. It's not meant to be squirmed out that way. All right, now I want to drop my nice chainsaw. We got a temporary fuel tank. We'll clean this up, plop her on there. We got a temporary fuel tank on here. Carburetor is cleaned. I guess we'll try to start this thing up. Choke is on. We lost our fuel tank. All right, now the tank's securely attached. I'm gonna give it a little help here. Put the choke back on. Get cranking. All right, the fuel's working its way down. Try again. Whew. This thing's heavy. Got a little Gatorade in here. We're scooting, boys and girls. We're getting close. We need to attempt to give it throttle while pulling it over, which is a little easier said than done with our temporary fuel tank on here. Take the choke off now. Great success. Yep. We're gonna be cutting in no time. Our fuel tank is terrible, but we got a run chainsaw. We'll try this. That looks very secure. All right, it's not going anywhere. 6 for now. Put the chain on. The bar I gave a quick clean into. I think it went something like that. Get our chain on. Can't believe this thing is running. Got our chain on. Definitely need to lube it up because it is a little bit crunchy. All right, settle down. I put the chain on backwards. Luckily, I realized that before I went and started chopping. So we'll flip this around and go test it out. Okay, nothing to be scared of here. Let's go test this thing out. Well, we made it to the woods. Let's see if this thing cuts. Bogging down a bit. I don't know if we're getting enough fuel down in there. Should be. It wants to cut, but all right, it is working kind of. The chain came loose. I did manage to cut a few logs before that, but we'll tighten this chain up and go try again. So close. It was running perfectly in the garage until I brought it out here. Hundredth time the charm. This thing has turned out to be a real pain in the knackers. It was running well until I went out and tried to use it, and now it's running terribly. I've adjusted the carburetor, kind of helped. Now I'm wondering if the chain is too tight. Feels like it got tighter at some point. So I'm going to take the chain bar off and see how it runs without it. Okay, we'll see if that does anything better for us. Okay, it's still bogging down even with the bar off. Against my better judgment, I'm going to try to use this tank. I'm just going to run a external fuel filter. We'll see what happens. Well, that's going to be it for this video. What should I do with this thing? Should I give up on it? Should I keep working on it? Let me know. Love you guys. Bye.